Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in my last video, I talked about the fourth industrial revolution and what it means to future of work. For those of you who haven't watched it yet, please go back and check it out because it's going to provide more context as to why I wanted to start this video sequence. As promised, we're going to do a deep dive into artificial intelligence in today's video. Also, don't forget to subscribe and like my videos. If you guys want to see more content like this, your support means a lot to me. So without further ado, let's talk about artificial intelligence.
So in my last video, I talked about some of the top priorities for CIOs in 2020 when it comes to some of the new technologies that they're working on or that they've been thinking of adopting. And one of them is artificial intelligence. So what exactly is artificial intelligence? In a nutshell, artificial intelligence makes it possible for machines to learn from experiences, and then basically based on the new inputs, they can perform human-like tasks. So most AI examples that you hear about today, from chess-playing computers to self-driving cars, they all rely heavily on deep learning and natural language processing. As you can see, one example of AI service provider is Microsoft Azure. Basically, using these technologies, computers can be trained to accomplish specific tasks by processing large amounts of data and recognizing patterns in them. So essentially, using these technologies, Azure or any other AI service providers using the technologies, computers can be trained to accomplish specific tasks by processing large amounts of data and recognizing patterns in those data. So by 2025, beyond self-driving cars, AI can learn from previous situations to provide input and automate complex future decision processes, making it easier and faster to arrive at concrete conclusions based on data-driven experience. And that can actually remove some of the irrational biases, and then it can really help organization to reduce bureaucracies, and there's going to be some job gains in innovation that's going to come along with artificial intelligence. However, there's some of the negative impacts that could have on our future jobs, such as accountability, some of the job losses, hacking, cybercrime, liability, etc. So artificial intelligence brings new opportunities as well as some of the risks that companies have to definitely investigate and weigh before implementing new technologies.
Welcome. Swipe in here. Amazon Go is the ultimate grab and go shopping experience.
You literally grab it off the shelves and go.
You use the app to enter the store. Once you're in, you can put the phone away. And you shop the rest of the store just like you would any other store, with one key difference. When you're done, you could just walk out.
It's simple for customers, but nothing is simple about the technology behind this cashierless store. The Amazon Go market uses artificial intelligence to monitor what you've reached for on the shelf and to make sure you're charged for what you walked out with, and nothing else.
What we had to do unique in this use case was build the sensors, the cameras.
All these cameras and sensors
the cameras in the ceiling. We had to build the specific machine learning algorithms. The problem that we have to solve in Amazon Go is who took what. When I take this item off the shelf, it's in my virtual cart. When I put it back, the item goes back. It's an easy problem to solve when you have a single person in the store, but when there's multiple people, a lot of products, if you look around, look very similar to each other.
Right.
So that's where the challenge comes in.
The Amazon Go store is by no means the only place where Amazon uses AI.
We've got hundreds of teams working on artificial intelligence programs across Amazon. Artificial intelligence, like machine learning, powers the simplicity that we always want to offer to our customers.
Whether it's fulfilling orders or delivering packages,
Perfect.
those teams are working constantly to improve the customer's experience.
We work from the customer backwards, and we create these simple solutions, map tracking of a package as the driver makes their way to your house, and then photo on delivery. They're super simple for customers, but behind the scenes, there's sophisticated artificial intelligence and machine learning that power it.
Inside Amazon's warehouses, AI is hard at work. These are Amazon Robotics drive units.
Once a customer actually purchases an item, either on their mobile app or on their computer or laptop, the system identifies the pod where the item is actually located in a field, and the bot maps out the most efficient way through using machine learning to get that pod, which has that item that that customer purchased, to the associate.
So there's some people out there that will hear robots, machine learning, AI, and think jobs, they're going to be gone.
What we've actually determined when we've actually deployed our solutions in our fulfillment networks is that we actually are relying a lot more on our associates. We've increased their efficiency, and it really gives them the ability to work on different tasks. And we've actually grown our associate employment across the globe to date.
So what's really fascinating to me about this diagram is how much of an exponential growth that we are going to experience over the next 5 years. I mean, today we are at 2020, and up until now, I think this is more of a pivotal tipping point, because from 2020 onwards, really the growth is it's an uncharted territory, right? I really do think that over the next 5 years, we're going to see exponential growth and adoption of different companies and households embracing AI in different areas and aspects of our lives. And here's another really cool diagram which captures how much artificial intelligence is going to have an impact and bring value across all different sectors, right? So as you can see, retail is pretty high up there, as well as transportation and logistics. Let's think about like self-driving trucks, right? I know that Tesla has been one of the companies who's been working on self-driving trucks. Healthcare systems, right? So artificial intelligence technologies that can help physicians diagnose cancers or other types of disease in a more efficient manner, which is how some of the retail stores that we know of can be transformed into more of an Amazon Go style, where you don't even need a wallet because you're going to have a store without any cashiers or any human interaction. Everything can be really touch and go, right? So it's going to bring such huge dynamics, and it's going to bring so much potential and value across different sectors. So while, physical and manual skill sets and basic cognitive skill sets, I can see why there can be less demand for these type of skill sets as we move towards 2030 time frame. But I thought it was very interesting to see that social and emotional skill sets are actually going to be a big part of what we need. Probably just as important, if not more, than technological skill sets. So higher cognitive skill sets can often be achieved if you decide to pursue further education, or if you decide to go back to school and take a couple of courses or certification. Those same thing with technological skills. You can always learn and adapt depending on what the latest technology trends are, but oftentimes social and emotional skill sets are one area that gets often overlooked, and I think it's going to become even more critical, as sometimes coordination and communication between people is going to be critical for us to execute and integrate artificial intelligence into our day-to-day life. So a couple of years ago, I actually had an opportunity to attend artificial intelligence workshop, and it was actually very hands-on because they provided these data sets where we were able to utilize IBM Watson artificial intelligence platform to see how it all comes together. So I kind of wanted to share this with you guys and walk you through two different examples of data sets that I worked on. So the first one is about the student data, and basically I just uploaded a fake student data into IBM Watson just to get a better understanding of how it looks like and how to clean the data and to remove duplicates and what it looks like. And then the second set of data is really to see if we can utilize data to see any kind of pattern or an attribute that can tell a bigger story. So the first one, as you can see, what I did was I just basically uploaded a CSV file of all the data into this IBM Watson platform, and voila, once you upload it, then everything gets uploaded here, and then you can see how it looks like once it's there, and basically you can convert it to different, like lowercase, uppercase. You can massage the data and make some changes and remove duplicates, and basically you're cleaning the data. So I think cleaning the data is a very important step, because without it, you can actually cause redundancies or you can skew the data. So it's important for you to kind of review it, what it looks like, clean the data before you start playing with it, and to get more insights. So as I mentioned before, the second set of data that I played with was in relation to HR employees. So basically this data set contained the reasons why employees leave an organization. So as you can see, under the interpretation, there's like there are different ways to see the data, and starting with decision tree, you can actually expand it so that you can see more details, or you can just see from like the high level. And one of the biggest, decision factors for employees to leave an organization, for example, is overtime, right? So you can see, yes or no. Basically, yes is blue line and no is red line. So if you are an employee and let's say that yes, you do get overtime, and then it comes to another decision point, and then it asks you about your monthly income, and then if you said no to an overtime, then basically it looks at like the next biggest factor is your years at this company, right? And then so on and so forth. So it's very interesting to see how, depending on what your answer is, it can tell you a different scenarios or factors that come into the picture. And it's definitely interesting to see how IBM Watson interprets the data differently, and how it can paint a whole different picture that you weren't even aware of. So I definitely had a lot of fun with this exercise. And if you wanted to see, the importance of different types of variables that are out there, you can actually see that monthly income is probably the single most important factor that contributes to employees leaving an organization, along with overtime. And then the third factor is like distance from home, like what's your daily commute, etc., etc. So I thought it was really cool that you have an ability to dissect the data into different ways and to see how it can be interpreted, not just in one way, but in many different ways. And I'm not going to go into too much detail about these like matrix, because I myself am not familiar. I'm not too familiar with this, and but it basically talks about like the accuracy, precision, and different types of scores and cost matrix that goes into calculation and of the decision making that Watson's doing for us. So just gonna leave it at that, but I thought it would be a really cool idea to share this example with you to kind of give you like a real life example of what you might be looking at as like a business analyst, right? I would highly recommend, if you get an opportunity and if you want to, set aside some time on your weekend to kind of, go over some of these things and like do a tutorial on your own, like by all means, I think it's definitely worth it.
The AI tool you're most familiar with
Here's what I found.
is always learning new tricks.
So I'll give you an experience that you might want to have when you come home, you've had a long day. So you just come in and say, Alexa, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Day One Home Lab.
Lifting the blinds.
She lifts the blinds.
88 degrees Fahrenheit with partly sunny skies. Tonight, you can look for clear skies with a low of
The
Making me
kettle
my
is,
Okay.
kettle is on.
some music.
Now she's going to play music for you.
Really setting the scene.
Yes.
She's doing all the things that like,
Yeah,
like, oh, I'm too tired to do it.
She'll do everything except take off your shoes.
Okay.
Right?
That
So
I can
you
handle.
still have to
That I
do
can
that.
handle.
Yeah. Achieving what Alexa is right now is a super hard challenge. Going from that to the future, I would like Alexa to respond to your mood, your sentiment, your feelings as expressed in your speech. The one key advantage we have is we now have so much more data. So is it a big challenge? Yes. Are we up to that challenge? Heck yes.
Alphago is the first computer program to ever beat a professional human player at the game of Go. It uses general learning techniques, including deep neural networks. It learns by playing thousands of games against itself and incrementally learning from its mistakes. We've been working on Alphago for nearly 3 years now. And the first big event we had with it was to play the European champion Fan Wei. And then we took it to Seoul to play the great Lee Sedol in a 5-game match in March 2016. And then more recently, we played a series of online games against some of the strongest players in the world. AlphaGo's legacy, I think, is going to be several-fold. Many of the professional Go players tell us that they've been inspired to think about whole new ideas and motifs for strategies in the game of Go, having seen what AlphaGo comes up with. In fact, after the game, Lee Sedol told me that it was one of the most amazing experiences of his life, and that the match had sort of renewed passion for the game, and he was going to explore much further the limits of the game and try and be even more creative than in his play. I think AlphaGo's successors hint at the possibility for general AI to be applied to a wide range of tasks and areas, to perhaps find solutions to problems that we as human experts may not have considered.
So you might be wondering, asking the question, what exactly does this mean to me? Like, what is it that I can do so then I'm more prepared for this new change and how this is going to change my day-to-day job. Since change is inevitable, I hope that all of you are thinking about ways in which you can be prepared for this new change. So here are a couple of suggestions that you can take in order to be prepared. Number one, you can start following some of the AI leaders in your industry. You can just simply Google them and read more about it, right? You can read more articles, you can read more books on AI and to see how it's changing the way things are being done. For example, we just watched a video on how Amazon's using AI and robots in the warehouse in order to increase efficiency and how it can create more value and jobs, but the way that they're going to do their day-to-day business is going to look very different. Number two, attend some of the workshops or look for information meetings, right? Just simply search in Google and then look for like artificial intelligence, like coffee groups or information workshops, and then to connect with people who are already aware of how AI can shape, your roles or their roles within the industry, exchange some ideas and ask questions about what kind of technology or tools that their companies are learning to keep up with the AI knowledge. And I also know that Microsoft offers like AI 100 certifications. So if this is something that you are more interested in to find out, then do so, right? Like learn more about it, find out how you can get it, what kind of knowledge do you need to have under your belt. Number three, once you have a better understanding of how much AI can have an impact on your industry or your specific role, ask someone who's already doing that role for information coffee, just to get a better sense of how their day-to-day life has changed once they embraced AI. You can even bring back these suggestions next time your company is ready to adopt new AI technology or tools. So here is a summary and next steps that we discussed. Embrace the change. There isn't really much you or I can do about it. World keeps on evolving and technology keeps on changing. We all have to just keep an open mind and stay curious. As I mentioned before, follow some of the AI thought leaders in your industry, right? Attend some of the workshops or information meetings, and then ask for information copy meetings to see how other early adopters of AI are doing so. So that's it for today's video. I hope you guys found it informational. Let me know if you have any experience working with artificial intelligence, or if you've worked with any of the early adopters of AI. I would love to learn more about it. So stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.